Come join me on this crazy adventure, how I find out how food really makes it onto your plate. Historically, lobsters were so plentiful that the Native Americans, the Wabanaki, used them to fertilize their fields and bait their hooks. White settlers are said to have considered lobster food for the poor, serving it to prisoners, indentured servants, and enslaved people. But the story that there were riots to protest having to eat too much lobster is apparently just a myth, created to highlight lobster's path from a food for the poor to becoming a luxury. Lobstering is Maine's most valuable commercial fishery. But things have recently changed. Concerns were raised that lobster trap lines had become a threat to the North Atlantic right whales, an extremely endangered species. The Monterey Bay Aquarium, an environmental conservation organization, placed lobsters on the red list of foods to avoid, which led to grocery chains halting their sales of Maine lobster. And the Maine fishery almost shut down as a result. So I'm here at the docks to meet with Marianne LaCoi of the Maine Lobstermen's Association to discuss the whales. I recently heard that the Monterey Bay Aquarium had given a red flag on lobsters. So I wanted to figure out what to do about that.
Monterey Bay Aquarium's red list was basically any fishery that has rope in the water column and is on the East Coast, they put a red list on. And we feel that's really a broad, simplistic look at the fisheries and isn't taking into consideration what individual fisheries are doing to make their gear safer for right whales.
So what is Maine doing to ensure the safety of the right whales?
One of the biggest changes was the fishery took all the floating rope out of the water and replaced with sinking ground line, which lies on the ocean floor and does not present a danger to the whales. And more recently, the fishermen have put weak links in all their end lines, which is the line that goes from the trap up to the buoy on the surface, so that if a whale were to encounter that gear, it would be able to break free on its own.
Although Marianne outlined steps that have been taken, advocates say they have not been enough to save the whales. So I decided to do more research before I catch any lobster. We've made our way down to Cape Cod, Massachusetts to visit a company called EdgeTech, who has a possible solution to this whale issue. It's called ropeless lobster traps. Let's go see. So how does it work?
So it's really an on-demand buoy system. So you put your pots in the water and then this is attached to the last lobster pot in a trawl.
So this opens up, the buoys take the rope to the surface, and then the lobstermen can start pulling in their traps. This is a possible solution. What are the blockades to implementing this?
So cost is one. The other thing is it takes longer to fish with a ropeless trap. Because you have one more step. But the benefits are you can fish in areas where you couldn't fish before, and the whales didn't get hurt.
Whenever my kid hears something that he gets nervous about, some war, some disease, you turn to him and you say, don't worry, there are smart people who are trying to figure this out. That's what's happening right here.